30. 7, 9, and 30. I've had 69. Nice. I've had 69 jungle games this season.
Not bad. All right,
All
so
right.
if I had to put this game loss into three bullet points, these would be the main three. Okay, these are also gonna be like the main three
Okay.
things we're gonna like try to focus on or get better at. Um, one is same as before. Nothing's changed. Just like map awareness, constantly looking at the map, seeing what's going on, reacting to either trying to help your team or tracking, right? So just it's all just map
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right? If you see Zyra top, then you should take her wolves. If you see your top getting ganked, you should pan your camera, see can I get there in time? Can I help him? If the answer is no, then I won't. If the answer is yes, then I'll start walking. But a lot of times you're just really slow at realizing who's getting ganked, who's not. Can I be there earlier? Blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
B, I'd say is the new is gonna be the biggest one of the session, and like really really important, and we haven't talked about it yet. Um, I had a feeling that you'd have a problem with this. That's why it's one of the things I unmuted in game to tell you what to do better. Um, I've been talking about it before. But we haven't like focused on it. But I'd say that's really like the main focus or the main thing I think you have to get better at, and that will be playing scared. I think you play way too scared. Um, the way you fight is scared. I think like decision making, like fights that I think are winnable or fights that I think you should be able to take or have more confidence in, you're avoiding or you're just like constantly clicking away, right? Like even if funny enough, like even something as small as like if we open like up the let me pull this up. If I open this, oh, 1 second. Sorry, 1 second. Even something as like this pentaclip that you showed me, right? Even like this, like
Yeah.
the way you're clicking, like just I just call it clicks. It to me, it screams like scared. Like if we let's objectively look at this, right? This is your pentaclip, level 10, level 10. Um, one item Bork, one item Yomu's. You are three components to your next item. He has two components to his next item. So item wise, you are slightly up. Like you have three components, he has two components. And then you have a full tab eyes and he has greaves. So you guys have same boots, but your tab eyes are worth way more than his greaves because greaves don't like directly counter anyone. They just allow him to do more damage. While tab eyes directly counters him because he's purely AD
Yeah.
and he's purely auto attack, right? Plus your
Mm-hmm.
champion counters his champion because your you get armor with your grit, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
B, um, as well with that is that your Graves wants to play short range, so Graves gets countered by long range characters, but Callista also plays short range. So funny enough, you're also like good into him because you don't have to kite him. Like all your autos are gonna be max damage. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
usually the concern is when you're autoing someone, they're gonna be like half damage because an Orion is this far from you, right? But this guy Callista will always be full damage, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I always say that, like I explained this to you before, that you have a line on your character, and anytime your mouse is like past like here, it's a back click. Back click means scared, unconfident, not sure if you're winning. A forward click is confident. I win. I want to kill you. I want to fight aggressively here, right? And even in this little
Yeah.
skirmish, you could see not only from the mouse, but you could also see from camera control what is the player thinking about subconsciously. Are they scared? Are they not scared? Are they confident? You took two autos from this guy. You're not even half HP. You only took two autos. Your camera, you can see how your camera is now. You could tell that you swung your arm to the right. Your camera is now to the right hand side, right? And
Yeah.
if we go look, can you find your mouse for me?
Yeah. Top right. Right next to the timer.
This is even like, I say this backclick thing. This isn't even like backclicking. This is like I want to go in my closet and cry click. This is like a terrified, like holy fuck, the boogeyman is under my bed click. This is not even scared, you know. Like this is like when I think of back click, I think of like here. Think when I think of forward click, I think of this. This is like outer space, you know. Um, and again, it's not like you're like, basically same HP. Again, you're stronger the longer the fight goes because you'll stack even more grit, right? Um, and and all you did was miss one Q and you just gave up. You kind of you threw your hat in the ring and said, okay, it's done, right? And I showed you the screenshot how like the normal Graves reaction is Graves always wants to hit the key on the wall, right? So
Yeah.
what would I personally do as Graves here? Because here this Q is kind of far. Like he can maybe dodge it, right? So what would I
Yeah.
do? I E
E and go.
forward. Then by that, but not everything's instant. By the time 1 second you E, he's gonna walk here, and now you're gonna be here. He's gonna be here, and now this Q is unmissable. You know. And again, as Graves
Hmm.
also very commonly you always want to very commonly you want to E into people to guarantee the full damage, right? Because obviously the
Yeah.
closer you are to someone, the more damage you do. If this is your max auto range, you never want to really be here. If this is your max auto range, you want to be like here. So this is your if the character model's here, you want to have your max auto range be behind them. So even if they start running away, you're still gonna be in auto range, right?
Hmm.
But I think so. You're like I think your default is just to be scared. And again, confidence comes with playing hundreds of games, and you're new to the role, so it's not this is not like an uncommon thing that you have. So this isn't like, but it is something that has to be fixed, right? Because even in this Penta clip, I thought you looked and I watched this at the start when you sent this to me. I was like, bro, this guy looks terrified at the start, you know? And I was like, why is he terrified? He's like, you're not weak this time. You're 4-1-3. You're if you look at this, you're level 11. Top lane's level 11. Like most of the time, junglers are around 2 levels behind soul laners. That's like the standard. Like in this case, because soul laners just get more XP. So anytime a jungler is the same level as a soul laner, or only down like 1 level, that usually means he's like very fed, right? So in this case, you're
Yeah.
same level as a top laner, only one level down to this guy. Um, well, you're same level as this guy, same level as this guy. Obviously, 3 levels up on this guy, up a level on this guy. Like you are very like if you were like zero, like I don't know, 0-1 here, like 1 and 2, or no, 2-2. I would understand this more, but you're 4-1-3. You should be like I see this Kalista into me. I'm not even doing what you do. I literally am just eating into him right now. I'm trying to auto this guy as fast as possible. I want to be in his face as fast as possible. I'm not trying to, I'm trying to, the way, that's how Graves wants to fight. Like, it's funny because, thematically, Graves is, a lot of times it's like, how do you say, champions lore or thematics are different from how he fights, right? But
Yeah.
in Graves is actually 1-to-1. He is the only character in the game with a shotgun. If you were in real life and you had a shotgun, how would you want to fight? You'd want to get in the person's face, like, you know.
Yeah.
So he actually thematically plays how he looks. You are Graves with a shotgun. You want to literally like if you get flash right now, it wouldn't even be wrong to E flash in his face. And now that you're on his character model, all your autos are doing maximum damage. Now your Q's unmissable because again you're literally on top of them, right? Your ult's gonna be
Yeah.
unmissable too for the same reason. That's how Graves wants to fight. He wants to get into people's faces, but you're constantly always like clicking to the side of them. I want to be clicking into them. And then obviously here's when you miss your Q. The second you miss your Q, instantly you're already this is your mouse. Look, you miss Q, boom,
Oh my God, I didn't even see that.
right. This is not even on your screen anymore. Half the mouse is off the screen, right? So you're and this again, if you're like 1 and 2, I would get it. You are 4-1 and 3. How this being this scared is not natural, right? And this is when
Yeah.
you're fed. So now I want you to imagine this game we just played, where you're not fed. Now imagine how scared. Now imagine how scared I see. To me, it looks like you're playing. You know.
Yeah.
So that's first thing is map awareness. We're gonna work on or talk about again. That's never gonna go away because I know pro players who have like I think they can improve their map control. So this again, it's gonna be a reoccurring issue, but it's fine. That's something to get. We're always gonna try to improve on it, right? Two is this new
Hmm.
one is playing scared. Like I think you play way too scared. We're gonna work on that to give you either more confidence or either just tell you you're gonna start playing like a psychopath in your games to just get in the habit of playing more aggressively.
Okay.
And the third one, let me think. I had a third one. I kind of got so caught up in the second one. Third one will come to me. But there's a third point I wanted to talk about as well.
Okay.
Um, but any questions on any of those?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So game starts normal. We're clearing down. Oh, third one was like actually I don't know if this third one, but this is another thing that came to me. Again, since last the one thing that you haven't improved on at all since last session, I'd say.
Smoke.
Smoke screen. Your smoke screens are still really really terrible. Like again this game
Okay.
I don't think you're also smoke screening camps way too often. Again I smoke screen camps like every so often when I'm like really certain that like there's not gonna be no fight going on, no top fight, no bot fight, no like if I'm like super um like guaranteed know that okay there's gonna be no fight happening. I'm just gonna be basing after my coach no matter what. That's when like I'll smoke screen it. But you kind of smoke screen like every camp off repeat. So
Yeah.
not only are you smoke screening camps too much, but also when it comes to smoke screening the enemies, the second you see enemy, as a habit, it's already a habit, I can tell. The second you see them, the first thing you do is insta W them. You should definitely be holding your W longer. I think sometimes when
Hmm.
you're ganking a lane, using W instantly is fine because you want to slow them because you're ganking them, you want to run them down, you know? Um, but a lot of times your default, the first thing you do is I just see you instantly like chasing someone, not chasing someone, ganking, not ganking, in river. Like doesn't matter what's going on. I could tell your what's the word? Your default first reaction is to instantly smoke screen, which is wrong, right? You should be
Yeah.
happily holding it and then and just waiting to see when will I use it, when or just waiting to see the optimal like usage, right? A lot of times you're
Hmm.
actually killing camp slower because you're a smoke screen. Like I'll show you. Uh, there's a time like for example like I don't know if it applies here. We'll see. Like your first auto wants to be on this raptor, but when you pull it out, it's impossible now. You've already like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And this is very common. I see you do the same thing on wolves, where you're literally killing. You're actually killing camps slower when you smoke screen them, which is sounds funny, right?
Oh.
Like sometimes. I mean, you could do it properly. You're just doing it improperly. And then here, like again, like small thing is like we would always want to auto Q auto. So here it wouldn't be EQ, it'd be E auto Q auto. You almost the greatest bread and butter is you're basically almost always auto Q autoing, right? Um,
Hmm.
so here instead of just auto here, boom, you have the auto range. You just eat past the small ones. Now you can finally auto it. So now you'd auto, and then you just auto Q auto. That's it. So auto Q
Yeah.
auto. You're missing an auto attack. Here we do this full clear. Um, Zyra shows up. That's why I'm muted to tell you about the clear speed because like you just finished your six camp and she finished her six camp like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So that's good. And then I think you're here to hover. That guy ends up dying sick. You see how your insta default omen just insta throw my W? That did nothing, right? Because now let's
Yeah.
say you want to fight him at a crab, you're just missing an ability now, so
Hmm.
yeah, we go to top crab here. This is good. This is actually like a fine smoke screen because you're chasing him down. This is where you'd want to use it to chase people down. That's a appropriate timing. Um, and if you know this guy has no flash, I think you should. Yeah, I haven't seen you use it before, but I've definitely shown you it. I think you have to use Q flash way more. So again, right now he first of all these are max range auto attacks. You don't want to be autoing max range. They're doing look at this damage. It's like 45 damage is nothing. So
Yeah.
here you get two in one birds. You could Q flash here. So what that means is you press
Hmm.
Q, then you press flash. You'd be here, and then your Q would hit the wall. It insta comes back. So you see he's against
Yeah.
the wall. You Q flash, he instantly hits the wall. So it's gonna insta go boom boom. The only way for him to dodge it is for him to walk like this or to walk like this. But that's still good because
But
now
then
he's
you
he's
die.
because now he's
Yeah.
not now he's running. So this is undodgeable from this way. So you Q flash, A, you're gonna get both parts of your Q guaranteed, and B, by flashing closer, you're also applying red buff, and your autos are not gonna be doing full damage. But here, all these autos you're doing are doing like the least amount of damage possible. And if you did that, he'd be dead right now. Cause see how so he'd be you see how he's literally missing like what 30 HP. You had like 3 to 4
Yeah.
autos that were max range autos. You know.
Hmm.
So here he'd be already dead, and then we wouldn't have to do this entire thing where we're here waiting 20 years. Zyra ends up coming. We end up killing him, but we end up dying as well. We're also late to our camps. Like our grump just spawned, and we're still not. We're not gonna be there forever. Now our wolves just spawned. We're not gonna be there forever. And then we die, and then we have like what, 15-second death timer, and then it's 15 seconds walking to the thing. So we're also just super behind on camps. Um. And this is all just
Yeah.
from again, and again, I could like also say that I don't know this is like impossible. No, it's subconscious, but I could also say your like hesitation to key flash could be like a confidence thing. Like in my head, like or like an aggressive thing. I think your people can always go an aggressive route or like the defensive route. And I think your default is always like defensive or slow or just like not just like full sending. You could call it
Yeah.
like a killer instinct. And I think that by also getting better at like the killer instincts and stuff in like fights, more traditional fights that I mentioned, you're also going to get better. You're also going to be more confident and less hesitant on stuff like this.
Hmm.
It's also one of those things where let's say this guy dies no matter what without your flash. I wouldn't even be mad at you just keep flashing. I want you to be excited to fight. I also want you to be
Yeah.
excited to try out mechanics. So let's say this guy will die here no matter what. I wouldn't even be mad if you Q flashed it and wasted your flash just because you really want to practice the Q flash mechanic. you know, where
Yeah.
you really want to practice killing people fast so you're not late to your camps. Like it's also one of the things that you can kind of like play for like practice while still like doing stuff, you know? Because I told you before
Yeah.
I want you to practice on these raise mechanics. I still to this day have not seen Yuki Flash. I want you to play more aggressive. So all these things you can still be practicing these things and like it's not like you're practicing and losing games for it. You're still like getting kills and doing stuff for it, you know? So I want you to be more
Yeah.
excited to try out like raise mechanics and like experiment and like limit test. And I definitely want you to take
Hmm.
the more aggressive route when it comes to the like fights or positions, okay?
Okay.
Because I
Okay.
think here, you boom, you flash this guy, he would die like 30 seconds earlier. You would never die. You end up using your flash anyway. So like it's one of the things you try to keep your flash by not using it here, just to now you end up using your flash anyways. But now plus you're dead, right? So you end up flashing anyways. Plus you end up dying. Plus relate to our camps. So it's like a triple whammy, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Now we go to our camps. Everything's normal. Here's the smoke screen example. I remember I wanted to mention this. All right, so look at this. So you W this max range. So normally you just walk here as Graves, and then you get your first auto on the big wolf, and then all of them would aggro, and then you just Q normally, right? And your Q hits all three, and everything's good. But when you W like this, look, you W, and now this small wolf gets aggro, and he runs in front of the bullet, and now he just tanked the
Yeah.
entire bullet for the big one. And again, as Graves, you basically always just your auto should only be on the big one, because like the small ones will that usually just naturally die just from Q damage, W damage, and just the pet just the pet poison damage, right? It's very
Yeah.
rare that we ever have to auto small ones, but here like this the small one just ate an auto for his fucking father for no reason, you know? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, because you haven't autoed this small wolf at all, um, and right now he's already like below half, so he's really gonna die in next Q. So at this point, I would just start walking, and then I would just Q
Yeah.
this wall in 3 seconds, and it's gonna kill the small one, and obviously it's gonna finish the big one. And this big one would be 800 HP instead, because he would have ate the other auto instead, you know?
Hmm.
That's why I mean I actually think smoke screening is actually hurting your clear. Funny enough. And here this also goes to and here's also the map awareness thing I want to talk about. So I've talked to you before about this invisible line theory, correct?
Yeah.
So a lot of times what people focus on when I say it is I always say the enemy champions. If enemy champ passes this line, he's really gankable. So if Malphite's here, for example, he's probably super gankable because he's super past the line, right? Same with Xerath,
Hmm.
same with Lucian. But the same applies to your teammates. If I see my teammates are past this line, I usually have like red alarms in my head saying, okay, my teammate's super fast. I'm not saying I'm gonna go and blindly cover him, but I'm definitely gonna have like a third eye watching him because if he's this past the line, then he's probably gonna be gankable. And if he's gonna be gankable, I want to see, can I help him? Can I make it in time? Blah blah. So in this case, I see Garen is obviously super pushed that past the line, right? And I'm not, and I'm just
Yeah.
I'm gonna be doing my Gromp normally, but I'm gonna have a third eye for Garen, right? Another thing is again, you both know, you should know that you both cleared down. So if you're on your Gromp, where is he probably gonna be at?
On the chickens or red.
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
not even red. Red's still down.
yeah, like,
Yeah, on the
like
chickens.
Krugs Raptors, right? Because normally it's Gromps with
Yeah.
Krugs, Wolves with Raptors, Raptors with Wolves, and Krugs with Gromp. That's how the sync is, right? So in this
Hmm.
case, if you're on your Gromp, then he's probably about to be on his Krugs, right?
Frogs.
So in my head, I see
Yeah.
Graves this far. I mean, Garen this far up, and I would just throw him a little danger ping because Ian, you should know that if you're here, that he's probably here as well. And then if you throw this
Yeah.
danger ping, maybe instead of Garen recalling in that bush, maybe Garen will go and walk and recall in tri bush, right? Because so in this case,
Yeah.
this is a thing where I think you have knowledge where Zyra is, or you should, and you're not really using it or pinging it. And again, maybe you ping that. Okay, you have danger here. He's on chickens. He's on red buff. He's on Krugs. And instead of him basing there, he'll base in Tribush. And then if he bases in Tribush, he'll be way safer. A.
Yeah.
B. Again, I should have a third eye on him, so I see icons. I see Zyra icon. I see Malphite icon. I see both enemy icons on top of my teammate. That definitely means that they're fighting, right? What else would it mean?
Hmm.
And then I would pan my. I'm not saying blindly start running over, but I'm definitely gonna pan my camera and say, oh shit, can I make it in time? Can Garen make it to like here, and then I'll make it there, and then we can like TV2, or I could throw a smoke screen to slow them or stop them from chasing. So I definitely want to look over from you. Here you don't look at all, so I'm under the impression that you have no idea that's happening, right? Um,
Hmm.
and then right when he dies is now you finally pan your cat. Oh, now you F key. Okay, he's dead. Nice. But now I'd say it's important that now um look how much faster you are. So normally, again, that's when your Gromp die, his Krugs die. When your Wolves die, his Raptors die. When your Raptors die, his Wolves die, right? But in this case,
Mhm.
he hasn't even done Krugs or Raptors yet. He skipped both camps to gank top, and you already finished your
Mhm.
Wolves. What does that mean? So normally, when you're finishing your Wolves, he's finishing Raptors. In this case, you're up two camps of tempo on him. So what does this mean? Well, this means either A,
Jungle.
you can go to Dragon, or B, you can go to his jungle. Because normally you can't invade Wolves, because by the time you're starting Raptors, he's starting Wolves. So by the time you make it there, he's killed his camp. But in this case, by the time you're on his Wolves, he's only starting his Raptors because of how slow he is,
Yeah.
right? So in this case, you can again, and also you could do his camps, or you could just go and sneak the dragon with the same logic. He's on his Wolves while I'm on the dragon, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, someone's at the door. I'll be back. Sorry.
Okay. Hey, father. What's up? I'm currently in another intermission of my session.
What?
I'm currently in another intermission of my session.
Is this the one you just played where you lost?
Yeah. Lots of good stuff to learn about. All right. Yeah, that's true. Love you, father.
Hey, Kiyan. Again,
Welcome back.
sorry about that. I don't know. It was I don't know, some weird house stuff.
Oh, you're good.
Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, so you see him top. So it's really not that complicated. You see him top. So
Yeah.
you should like get something bot or just know like you are first to bot. So either if you gank bot, it's something as simple as let's say you don't want to invade because you think it's too risky, or you don't want to do dragon because it's too risky. That's fine as well. But it's something as simple as you know that you can gank bot and that he can't show up because he's not there. So you at the very least you're guaranteed a 2v3 gank. It won't be a 3v3, you know.
Mhm.
But I do think in this case you could have got dragon or you could have taken one of his camps or two of his camps, you know. But I do think it's sad that like also when it comes to smiting, I basically never smite a camp unless I either have two charges or
Mhm.
it's under threat of being smited away. So in this case, you don't have two charges, and there's obviously no chance anyone could steal it, right? So
Yeah.
there's really no reason to smite this because now think about how many options are limited. Let's say for some reason this guy decides right now to cross through mid and just start dragon. He just randomly starts dragon. Well, there's nothing you can do about it. You have no
Yeah.
smite. You can't smite it away. Or the more obvious one is that Scuttle is literally spawning in 25 seconds, and now we don't have a smite for Scuttle. So somehow
Yeah.
this guy can gank top, and then now I can't fight him at Scuttle Crab on the bot side. It makes no sense, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I think here's like a missed opportunity to um, take bot camps, a missed opportunity to maybe sneak dragon, or at the very minimum, there's like we should always get the Scuttle Crab, right? And you should always also be on the Scuttle Crab on spawn. But here, it spawned 5 seconds ago. Instead of being there right away hitting it, you're recalling, letting him kill it. And now again, if you had smite and you weren't sitting in the bush for 5 seconds, you would have just eat forward, smited it, and then left. And now
Yeah.
now you're level 6 and he's level 5. You're one camp from 6, he's still level 5. And now you have you know level advantage, and maybe you can fight him or do dragon. But you you fight him when the crab's gone. There's nothing to get, and now you get chunked to half HP for no reason. And now they can do dragon, and again you can't do anything about it. Yes, your smite's back up, but now you just got chunked to 40% HP. So now this is unfightable. You're too low, right? Um,
Yeah.
so you see how it's a accumulation of all these things. How it's like we shouldn't be we should take his bot camps. We shouldn't be late to scuttle. We shouldn't smite raptors. And it's
Yeah.
all these like three different things that happened, and it's really as simple as he's top side, I'm bot side. I should get something on the bot side. It's really not rocket science, you know.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Because here we end up going to his top side. We get his raptors. I think this is obviously a fine trade. He gets dragon, you get his top side, but it's also like it sucks that you put yourself in a position where you're forced to take a trade, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think recalling here isn't bad per se. But I do think if you just wanted to eat over the wall and just start grubs, you can, right? You have mid prio. Look,
Yeah.
their mid's under tower. Your mid isn't, obviously. And Garen's obviously strong in the Malphite because he's been fighting him all game and he's been chilling. And Garen will always get prio because you were a Garen player as well. You know Garen will always just go in the middle of the wave and just press E and just one shot it,
And
right?
just E.
So in
Yeah.
this case, you have
When
top
everything's set.
prio, you have bot mid prio, and you know he's still bot side because after Dragon, he's not gonna just base run straight to grubs. He has to do his bot camps because he's been fighting all this time. You know, even now, like you could have been even now, wait, I noticed you literally see Zyra ganking bot right now. So you see Zyra on vision, and I told you before, number one rule is there's ever a free objective, always take it, right? In this case,
Yeah.
if their jungle is on the opposite side of the map, it's a free objective, right? So I think it's already
Mhm.
only 8 minutes in the game, and already there's one time where we see enemy jungle top, so we should take bot side stuff. Here we see enemy jungle bot, so we should take top side stuff. And I think you're just like super late on both these plays, right? Here your team bails
Yeah.
you out, they end up just doing the grubs without you, right? But you should not rely on your teammates to do the objective. That's the jungler's job, right?
Yeah.
So all makes sense.
Yep.
Now we start our camp. We clear downwards. And here I gave you a cheat sheet, so I could already tell. Like I had like a premonition. I don't know if I'm using that word correctly. That I think you're playing a little too safe. Like in this game, I felt like for example, even like when I say safe, it applies to every aspect of it. It means your fighting style, like how you're clicking to outer space in the Callista clip. It could be in the and it could be not Q flashing the Malphite, and it could also be so there's like a team fight example. There's a small skirmish example, and there's also a an objective example, like, oh, he's bot side, I should just do the grubs. Like in all three examples, it's all the same concept of just playing too safe, but this is
Yeah.
but it could be used in so many different ways. A team fight, an objective, a skirmish, they all apply in the same aspect of there's an aggressive like path to take and there's a safe path, and you always choose a safe path, right? And
Yeah.
I kind of like picked this up. I'm obviously I'm watching you all the time, so I picked this up, and I had a feeling that okay, I think you're playing a little too safe. So I wanted to like guide you and tell you to play aggressively. So here I saw you bought Yomu's. I saw you press tab, and if you press tab here, I'll pause it so you can see. Let's look at everyone's items in the game. You press you get Yomu's. 1 second, and then boom. Let's look at this. No items. No item. Half an item. No item. No item. No item. No item. No item. No item. Not a single person in this game has a completed item besides you. You are the only person with a completed item. What does this mean? You are the strongest person in the entire game. You can win 1v1 versus not this guy because he's stinky, but you win 1v1 versus him. And then not only that, you also have full HP. You have flash up, ult up, smite up. This is what we call no money. This is what we call in the business perfect conditions. Literally perfect conditions. You are ready to do anything. Top dive, bot gank, dragon pull, anything you want, and invade. Anything you want in the world, it's yours. Top mid 2v2, bot 3v3, anything is yours. So I unmute my mic here, if you remember, and I said, hey,
Yep.
I want you to fight like everything. You have Yomus, you're strong, fight everything, you know? Obviously, here it sucks because we were running mid, but we were ended up being too late. But even this, I see this, and I have the biggest smile on my face because not only were you already stronger than Zyra, but now she has no flash, no ult. So if you were already, if let's say I put everything on a graph scale out of 10, if you were already a 9 and she was already an 8, now you're a 9 and she's a 7. Now it's not even close because you're already stronger than her, and now she's no flash, no ult. How can she ever even stay on the same screen as you, right? So in my head, everything's
Yeah.
invadable. Dragon spawns in 90 seconds. I will be there no matter what, and I will fight it. You know. So, and
Mhm.
here, I didn't want to keep telling you the answer because I wanted to see if you're going to figure it out yourself. And here, if we look at the next, if we watch the next, I think the next 5 minutes, I don't even want to watch past the game 20 minutes. From right now it's 10 minutes. From 10 to 15 minutes was like, not to make you feel bad, it was disgusting. The next 5 minute sequence is
Yeah.
this is supposed to be your PowerPoint. This was supposed to be your strong again. You're stronger than anyone in the game. You could do anything you want. Top gank, bot gank, dragon, the herald, the invade the red buff in 2 minutes. Anything you want. In the next 5 minutes, you do nothing. So now I'm just gonna. I don't even actually. I don't even talk. I'm just gonna watch, play this. I want and just watch for 2 minutes yourself, and then I'll talk about it. Okay. But let's watch how the strongest guy in the game plays for the next 2 minutes. So you have to understand this. When you're the strongest person in the game, oh sorry, when you have an item spike over everyone else, there has to be a sense of agency or urgency. Because the idea is, right now, you have one item and no one else does. But 1 minute from now, 2 minutes from now, they will get their first item, right? And then our entire lead of like, okay, because think about it this way. I like to do everything in numbers. If you're at 9 with Yomu's and Lucian's a 7 with his components, and 2 minutes later, you have your Yomu's plus a single longsword, and he has an essence reaver. Is it still 9-7? No, it's like 9-9. Like this extra longsword doesn't make the difference. That extra longsword means nothing, you know. So here, recalling for a longsword when you have again in this case you have flash up, ult up, like full HP, we are not basing for longsword. You have to be doing, even just staying on the map and just clearing upwards normally. Krugs, Raptors, Wolves, playing to invade red, playing, play to beat mid, just being on the map because you have to understand. Right now, let's say you're on Krugs right now, right? And 10 seconds from
Yeah.
now, Vayne decides to fight Lucian for whatever reason. You can be there, right? Um,
Mhm.
but when you base like this, you no longer have the ability to be there. Because right now, let's say you just finish your Krugs, you look bot, you just saw Nami base. So now Vayne's here, Lulu's here, Lucian by himself. This is 3v1. Why can't we 3v1 Dynam? We know Nami, we just saw Nami base on a ward. But when you base,
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're supposed to predict these things. It's just an example of when you're on map, opportunities will simply like present themselves, right? When you base,
Yeah.
now it's impossible for these opportunities. So when you base, it better be for like a big item or like a sizable reason, right? You better be like 1 HP, better have a big item. In this case, you had full HP, and all you bought is a single longsword. It's not enough, right? And
Yeah.
then we go earlier, obviously. Um, I see this. Why are we not fighting Zyra on Crab? You see Crab's up. You see her on vision walking towards the Crab. You're a
Yeah.
9, she's a 7. Why are we not fighting to the death with this Crab? Why are we just sitting mid for what 3 like measly minions, right? Like how is this guy
Yeah.
allowed to kill the Skull Crab right now? It's not happening. If she
Mhm.
if she goes for Skull Crab, you think about you have 3 different gap, E flash ult, and she's a no flash immobile character, and you have red buff. So if you literally just flash auto her for max range, she's dead because you'll just be able to chase her down. She has no way to escape from you, right? She can't ult on herself
Yeah.
because it's down. She can't flash away because it's down, and you have 3 dashes: your E dash, your ult dash, your flash dash. You're also very fast champion because you have Yomu's, right?
Yeah.
So if this Zyra's on this crowd, she's just dead. Um, Instead we kill 3 minions mid, then we go bot, and then we kill 3 minions here, and then here you said, "Oh, I'm not sure if I can kill them." Why? Like in my head, just start walking this way. Again, you are. I don't know. You're so like you hear again. First of all, you show yourself. Keep sitting in this bush. What does she face checks you? Like she's walking into the jungle with sweeper. She's a support. She's probably walking to get a ward in this bush, or maybe she's gonna ward here. If she walks through here and you're in this bush, now she's too far up. She just dies, right? Or again, if you're here and she just walks face checks you to place, then she's just too far up. You're gonna get a red buff on her. You're gonna E forward. You're gonna proc Yomu's, you're gonna Q against this wall. If she flashes over, you're gonna follow flash, right? So why just wait in the bush? Instead, you show yourself. So now she sees you. Now she's obviously gonna run away. And also
Yeah.
another example is like your smoke screening. Like it touched her for like a quarter of a second. So this is another example of just like taking like the safe route. Here she wastes bubble. Now she has no bubble. Now you keep chasing her. You have to be
Yeah.
in the mindset of, I am so fucking strong. I'm the strongest person. I have to use my lead. The longer if I don't use my lead, it's my lead's gonna slowly just diminish and go away.
Yeah.
Like right now, you're just working on the word prop Yomu's. Fucking flash. I don't care. I guess just send full flash this wall, kill this guy. Like do something. We need to use our lead. I don't want to flash for sport preferably, but we just need to get the ball rolling. We can't be basic like
Yeah.
because look in the last 2 minutes you just got 3 minions mid, you got 5 minions bot, and then we base for a longsword. That's what we just used our big item lead for. But nothing, right?
Yeah.
It looks sad, and then we come up and then everything's the same old, same old. We do Gromp, and then we do Wolves, and again because we're not because we're slow on the map, we can't. We're not in time for mid. We're not in time for bot. And now at this point, Zyra has Leandries, um, but bot doesn't straight, and our item event is fully gone. Here, you don't even look mid. How low is Xerath? Is Xerath full HP? Is he half HP? Again, you have flash up, you have ult up. Xerath, again, this imaginary line, he's in a second from now, not yet. In a second now, when he hits your mid tower, he's way past this line, and he's a mobile character. He has no dashes, he has no speed ups. Um, look from right now. Look how far up he is. You could just walk this way, boom, you're behind him already instantly, and you see Zyra bot, so you can't get. It's not like Zyra's gonna counter gank you, right? It's 1v1. No one else can be here, and it's an immobile champ, super pushed up, and again, you are strong. I even like again, I mute my mic less than a minute ago to tell you, you're strong. You should force fights, And now here I just see you walking past Zerath, and you're just letting him hit your tower. And I think he just kills mid tower here. How is this guy allowed to kill mid tower? It's so illegal, right? All just
Yeah.
for a Krug camp.
Yeah.
And even before, again, I told you fight everything, fight dragon, fight everything. And dragon spawning 15 seconds. I know. Boom, your balling dies here. Oh wait, not here. Sorry, your balling dies. But here you see Zyra going for bot dive. I think the idea to trade is not bad. Once you see Zyra going for bot dive, he's not The only reason why they get Dragon is because if they start instantly, then Malzahar and Lulu will not be there in time to fight it, right? But if he isn't on Dragon now, if he starts Dragon 20 seconds from now, then my teammates will be alive to fight it, right? And then why wouldn't we fight the 44? But so now when we see him dive bot, what does that mean? That means he's not on Dragon. So now we can actually fight it. So now my plan changes. Okay, sick. Zyra fucked up. She's going for a dive instead. I could just cross her mid, kill his Zerath, and now I can run them down. Either get some pickings, maybe check their base sheet. Maybe they're bot slow. If they're bot slow in their base, then fuck it. Then I'll pull the Dragon, right?
Yeah.
Because by then my Malazar's respawn and my Lulu's respawn. Everyone's full HP. I'm full HP. Why not take the fight? We're all full HP. Funny enough, dying is sometimes a good thing because when you die, you spend all your money. So these guys killed them, but then they don't base and they fight Dragon. Well, now they're fighting Dragon with their 1k gold, while our teammates spent all their money. So even though they never even got to spend the money from killing them. So technically, our teammates would actually be stronger because they're also going to be higher HP, right?
Yeah.
And then here you played a trade, and then you're trying to hit this Malphite when this guy's unkillable. Look at his items. Tab eyes, frozen heart, double cloth. He has like that.
Yeah.
Like he has like this guy's unkillable, and so you should just ignore him and hit the grubs. I mean the Krugs. Instead, you're hitting him. When this guy will never die. He has like 300, 400 armor. And then I don't know if he scared you off or something, but then I had to unmute my mic to tell you. Then you start again, second time. You only have 500 gold, and here you wanted to recall for another longsword. So
Yeah.
so in the last 5 minutes, we did 3 minions mid, 4 minions bot, recall for longsword, uh Gromp, Wolves, enemy Krugs, and you want to recall for another longsword. I couldn't take it. I thought, like, please take the red buff. Like, what are we doing, you know? We know that enemy jungle is bot side. We just saw him dive our bot lane, so he can't be here to defend these camps. Why would we not take them, you know? We see top, we see
Yeah.
mid, we saw jungle on Dragon. So that's why I think that this segment from this point on, from 10 minutes to 13, and finally and then the first time you decide to go for an aggressive gank, it's when they could all be here. Like I wanted you to gank the Zerath. Zerath was this far up exactly a minute ago when we saw Zyra bot, we saw Nami bot, we saw their AD carry bot, and no one could help him. Now you decide to go for him when he's pushed up when Nami's here and Zyra's here. And even then, look how close he was to dying. Even then, like he was one out of you ulted him, and he lived with like negative. He just got redemption. He lived with like 20 HP, right? And that's 3v1.
Yeah.
And imagine how close it would be when it was just 1v1. You know, uh,
Yeah.
2 minutes ago, and it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even be close. Um, and then so then we die here, then we respawn, and then we die again, for Gromp. And at this point, I don't want to. I didn't see the point to watch anymore because
Yeah.
it's exactly 5 minute sequence from 10 minutes to right now it's 15 minutes. In the last 5 minutes, where you are at your strongest point in the game, you have item over everyone else. You are the one that
Yeah.
can dictate fights. We did 3 minions, 5 minions, 1 camp, 2 camp, 3 camp, 4 camp, die. So in 5 minutes we did 4 camps and 2 waves. So
Wow.
if looking and again and look at this. It's also one of the things where look now the game is 5-14. You know the score was at 10 minutes. It was 4. Look, it was 4-5.
Gosh.
The game was completely even. It was a completely even game. It was a,
Ah,
a dead even game, and in 5 minutes went from 5-5. It was a completely dead even
Yeah.
game, and now the game's lost. The game's completely lost. You know,
Yeah.
and that's because I think about how much Zyra did. Zyra did she did mid gank, then she did bot gank, then she did a bot dive, and then she did dragon, and then after dragon she would recall from her money, and then she went back to camps, and then as she's on camp she sees you into to Xerath, so then she kills you on Xerath. She does her raptors, and then she goes and evades your gromp and kills your gromp. She did gank, 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 dragon, counter gank, invade, right? And again, and half those things she did that when she was weaker than you. She did that. She used her flash ult mid. Nice, a mobile champion no flash. Again, all these plays, the dragon, the bot gank, she did all those plays again while being weaker items than you. Because here, if we press tab, look at
Yeah.
this. You had Yomu's when she had like her 2 components. She had Hunt guys and Phoenix Codex. Sorry, Fade Ashes.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, and I think this all ties to. That's why I think the first and 2 bullet points I gave you, they're also very interconnected. The first one was map awareness, map control, and the second one is just playing more
Being
aggressively,
more aggressive.
right? But it's
Yeah.
also one of the things where if you're not looking at your map, you won't play more aggressive. They're correlated. They're connected. You know, because the idea
Yeah.
is you need information. Like I don't want you to just blindly play aggressive. I want you to gather information, and then based off that information, realize if you're weaker or stronger. And then when you realize you're stronger, I want you to play aggressive, knowing you're stronger, right? But if you never press
Yeah.
tab, if you never look at the map, you'll never like gather information to know that I am stronger, or I should be fighting, or I have an
Well,
advantage. You know?
what was the third point?
I completely forgot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. But
You're good.
I'll just make the. I remember when I was watching, I had a third. I should probably write it down. That's my bad. But honestly, these two are the more like. If you could just work on these two, that's plenty. I think if you want to do like a mini third
Yeah.
one, it's not the real third one, but like a mini third one is still work on the smoke screens.
Yeah.
Those have been pretty poor. But if I remember the fourth one, I'll definitely DM you. But anyway, we can watch the rest of the vlog just for like mechanics sake, or if you have any questions that come up. But at this point, I mean, the game's obviously like every game is quote unquote winnable. But when it comes to like early game jungle stuff, we want to work on, the game is pretty lost. Like at this one, bounties are up. Bounties only come up when you're down around 4 to 5k gold. So being down like 5k gold at 15 minutes is pretty doomer, right? Especially when you
Yeah.
go into account that they got their dragon stacking. She got the first two dragons. Um, she got the Herald, and I do think that both these dragons were fightable, right? In this first dragon, I think that the only reason why you couldn't fight this is because you got chunked for no
I
reason.
got chunked.
If you're
Yeah.
full HP, why can't we fight this? You're Dirk Graves again. You should get level 6 off that Scuttle Crab, so then you'd be up a level. Malzar's not weak. Your Balian's not weak. Like, and if we look at tab here, oh sorry, if we press tab here, um, I'll pause. Okay, let's compare. Um, Dirk to this, you guys are completely even, and then Boots to Darkseal. So jungle's completely even. Again, you should be
Yeah.
up a level as well, because this crab would give you level 6. Let's look at mid. Lost
Yeah.
Chapter. Like, mid's completely even. If anything, your mid is up a Boots, right? So jungle's
Yeah.
even, mid's
And
even.
he's up a level 2.
He's up a level 2, exactly. AD carry, longsword, this. Um, and then we're comparing longsword dagger to boots to pickaxe.
And boots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so AD carry is even as well. And obviously supports don't matter. So everyone's the exact same strength. So why can't we fight this? You know, if anything, again, you should be up
Yeah.
a level, and then your mid's up a level. So if anything, you guys would be slightly stronger. While bot lane's just even. You know. But then we get chunked for literally like if you watch this, it's like literally zero. So we just walk into him and take all, like our entire HP for no reason, right? It's not even for like you
Yeah.
can't even argue. Oh, I'm fighting him for crab because by the time you run into him, the crab's already dead. So there's actually not even
Yeah.
you can't even use that excuse, right? So this first
Mhm.
dragon should never be like is very fightable. And then again, I think the second dragon, I think if you kill Xerath right now, then
And we could have fought it.
that you can fight dragon because again, Zyra messed up. She's instead of doing a free dragon, she's diving bot lane.
Yeah.
So and I guarantee I'm even down to do this. We could do. I'm down to.
To look at the replay.
I want to check because in my head I'm like 99% sure that there's no way their enemy bot lane is full HP. Like I think if they're diving your bot lane and they've been fighting perma, either enemy Zyra and enemy bot lane they're probably like half HP, quarter HP. I doubt they're like full HP, full mana, full conditions. So even after you cross
Yeah.
after you kill Xerath and cross through mid, you could definitely probably chase them out, kill them, fight them, or again if they're low and they're forced to base, then you'll just solo dragon yourself. So in this case, I think
Yeah.
the first two dragons are both completely fightable. Oh, is the maintenance going on? What's going on? Oh. But
She can't take the passwords right now.
oh, yeah, I don't know why it's taking so long to log in.
That is so crazy that I could have actually, maybe not like to say we would have quote unquote won the game because you obviously can't ever predict what's gonna happen.
Yeah, of course.
But I definitely like
Way more
had
power.
an ability. Yeah, I had a lot more leeway to do something in the game.
Mhm.
Like I could have been ultra fed or like at least like gotten my team to a
Yeah.
very good like even
Mhm.
lead.
Because
But
obviously you like to
yeah.
trade a lot. And I think funny enough in mid game you actually like the best part of your performance was the mid game because now you're trading. But now again you only want to trade when you're weaker. So now when you're trading in this mid game sequence, you're actually playing correctly because when you're weaker you shouldn't want to fight. You should want to trade. And now this is where like you want to call it your talent of playing like safe actually like what's the word like looked good, you know? Because this is where the part of the
Yeah.
game where you don't want to fight. It's just when you're stronger, that's the opposite. Because now
I just
when you're this behind, now you have no control over what's going on. You know. Now
yeah.
that's why I usually only focus on early game, which is funny because your
Well,
dad sent me a screenshot of item completion, and I said how you were doing way better for your rank, and he said that because it was an early game stat. It was saying that you complete your first item way more often than like most people in your rank. So that's like I thought that was funny because we obviously only focus on early game. Where was this? This timestamp was the second dragon. It was here, 12 minutes. Okay, let's look at this map state.
Oh my god, you can scroll far out. You're able to scroll this far out in replay?
Hmm?
I never knew that, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Control Shift Z, Control Wheel.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah, so this case,
Zerath literally no mana.
yeah, no mana, not even full HP either. So, oh my god, that's loud. Yeah, so in this case, you just loop like this, run him down, probably kill him around here, or at the very least, he has to like burn his flash, and he'll also get chunked to half HP. But I was thinking that you have flash, and you have ult, you have E, you have Yomu's, like I think you have a very good like easy way to
Kill him.
yeah. Another thing is don't worry about this, but you could also like eat like this and then walk like this, and he still won't see you. This is Fog of War. So yeah,
Oh.
I'll show red vision. See, this is red vision. So unironically, if you walk,
Oh,
like,
wow.
you don't have to. You can actually just walk like this and be like directly behind him, and he won't see you. But anyways, so
It's a cool trick.
yeah. But for the actual thing we're talking about is, I think you'd run this guy down, and then your Lulu's back up, your Na's back up, and then from this point on, because here now again they see you top. So before this guy was hesitant to start Dragon. If he wanted to start Dragon, he wouldn't. He would just go start right now. But again, if you look at
Yeah.
their vision, they have no idea where you are. And if I'm Zyra, I'm like, okay, Lulu's back up, Malzar's back up. Vayne's spawning soon. If I pull this dragon again, Vayne, Graves can always hop over the wall and smite it. But right now, if you kill this Xerath, then
Mhm.
there's no reason why you can't fight this. If we look at the items as well, let's look at that. I think that Vayne's probably better item. Mid's even item. Blackfire, boom, even. Jungle's even. Yomu's, Leon's, boom. The only person that's behind is bot lane. And they are, to be honest, they are down a pretty big item. So, if you didn't want to fight because of AD carry, that'd be fine as well. But I do think that if you kill Xerath, then even though your AD carry is
We
down
can
an item,
call it.
it'd be 4v3. So your AD carry item wouldn't matter since you just have number advantage, you know?
Yeah.
So, I think at this point, once you give this, and then once you die a Gromp, I'll show when. Oh yeah, you die here, and then you die a Gromp. Look at the gold. I said it would be, what, 5k, 6k? Right now you guys are already down 4k. And then once you die here, it is now basically 9k. You lose this mid tower, it is now 9k. 25, 4, 5
Yeah.
to, it's literally exactly 9k. Wait,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do math. It's
It's fine.
5. No, I meant, I said 4 to 5. I don't know why I got 9 mixed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
I think
saying,
you're adding 4
I was
together.
saying 5. Yeah, I was literally saying, yeah, yeah, you're exactly 5k down.
Yeah.
So now I think the game is like super hard to play. So that's why I think at this point it's like super not irrelevant to watch, but at this point you're just crawling back, hoping that they mess up. Keep trading kills. Like I think you actually did a pretty good job of coming back. Like the fact that you even got the game to Elder is pretty good, and you're getting a lot of good picks. I think in this game as well, I would definitely be rushing early Merc treads. Like before my second, like right after Yomu's. I would build Yomu's, then Dirk, then thing. Cause look at this.
Mercs.
Malphite's AP, so AP. They only have a single AD champion, right?
Yeah.
Also, so once you see Xerath E, Zyra E, not like
Mommy
slow.
Q bubble.
Yeah, like
Malphite ult.
so. I feel like the fact that you don't have Merc Seds is like so scary. Like, right now, if you get hit by a single Zyra combo, you're just dead. Same with Xerath. Same with
Yeah.
Malphite ult. So I definitely think this is a way early Mercs game. That's
I
also
see what you mean.
that's something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, I think the higher you go as well, you'll realize in low elo, when coach watches a VOD, he could give you like 20 things you did wrong at 20 different times. A game could have been like won or lost. The higher you go,
Yeah.
games can be decided by just a single play, just literally one time,
Yeah.
right? In this case, it wasn't one play; it was a 5-minute sequence that was like 2 to 4 plays, right?
Yeah.
But it's really the higher you go, it's really common where a single mistake or single time where you could have fought and you didn't, that is the game decider, you know?
Yeah.
which is just that's why League is such a like considered hard game because it's like super punishing where you could play well for 20 minutes and then you make a one mistake of 23 minutes and then boom the game's over. You know.
Yeah.
And I think your quote unquote mistake was just the 5 minutes where you had a commanding lead and you had control over the map and then you just did nothing.
Yeah.
And then you just let and then Zyra used her lead and she took over the map. You know.
Yeah.
Did you have anything
That's
specific
just
in this VOD you want to look at or go over that I haven't talked about, or any questions at all?
no, I don't think so. I think this was actually very educational. I just kind of found it like crazy, like I guess the connection between I mean, me doing better in like mid late game
Hmm.
compared to early game because I feel like that was whenever I had to play more passive, when I had to play like more scared because whenever you're behind, you obviously have to play more, passive and
Hmm.
scared, and that's what I did best. So, um, I like there's games my team like 2 3 games ago we were up 7-2 and like lead and we were able to lose it, right? Like there's been multiple games where I get super fed and I'm just not able to convert that lead to
Yeah, I don't think your early game's bad. If I had to like do like let's say a timeline, this is the from 0 to 25 minutes. Let's say I'd say
yeah
I consider early game the first like 8 minutes of the game. This is like early.
yeah
And then I think 8 to like 14 is like transitioning your lead, like early to mid, let's say,
yeah
and then 14 to like 20
25 is like
is like mid game, and then anything past 25 is late game, right?
like
I think you're actually good at this part of the game, early, because that's the part you use to accumulate your lead, to get your lead, right? And I think you're good at
yeah
getting your lead. I think you consistently get your moves early. I think you're consistently not dying, like not spam dying early game. I think you're consistently keeping your farm. I think you're actually good at the early. I think your problem is the early to mid, the transitioning your lead part. Like, because again, this game,
yeah
I had no like problem. Okay, not problems. I wanted you to push your lead more and like invade wolves or do dragon. But besides,
yeah
I had no like major like catastrophic problems with your early game. My problems came up once you completed your moves, and that's when you have a big lead, and that's when you need to transition your lead to snowball and win the
yeah
game, and you just did nothing, right? So my problem isn't your early game. My problem is like your early to mid game, your transitioning phase. If that makes sense, right?
yeah
I think your early game is just. I mean, maybe that's me just being like very specific when it comes to wording, but that's like that's my like opinion on it at least, you know. And again, I think
I see
the
it.
thing that helped you the most on that is again map control, looking at the map way more, and just looking to
Be
play
more aggressive.
more aggressive. Like again, you might lose
Yeah
games off rip off by playing aggressive, but I think in the long run you'll like learn your limits better, and you'll know what fights are winnable and losable, and then that will obviously just make you win